Big developments on the Motor City Machine Guns possibly going to WWE. Elsewhere, an ex-WWE World Champion is making his indie debut, and there was a shock return at the TNA Impact tapings. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Hello everyone, Jack and Ross back again with more wrestling news today. We're going to start by talking about the Motor City Machine Guns, Ross.
I thought you wonder where you're going there.
I just get tremendously excited when I talk about them, you know. This weekend, Motor City Machine Gun Alex Shelley lost to a man named Alpha Zoe, who I've not actually seen wrestle before. But I now want to check him out if he can beat Alex Shelley. At a West Coast Pro Wrestling event, also co-produced by Deadlock Pro Wrestling and Prestige Wrestling. But after the match, he cut a bit of a promo.
He did. He said, spoiler alert, I might not come back here. And if I don't. I know the future of pro wrestling is safe and sound inside West Coast Pro Ring. Wait for crowd pop. And the last thing I want to say is thank you so much for the last 2.5 years. What could this mean?
Well, there have been reports, of course, that Alex Shelley and his long-term tag team partner Chris Sabin have been courted by both WWE and AEW since they left TNA, with many now believing that they may be headed to WWE after their final indie appearance on August 18th. So we've not got long to wait to find out what happens, but initially this was a weird one because initially they were linked with AEW more heavily, but now things seem to have, gotten a bit switched around.
Gone way the other way. Yeah, if you go on social media, everyone just seems to think it's a foregone conclusion. Now they are going to sign. It's just a question of will it be straight to the main roster like we've seen with some people, or will it be for the halcyon lovely haven that is NXT? The halcyon lovely haven.
The halcyon lovely haven.
It's a Monday morning.
I believe that Shelley's been involved with NXT before.
He has, yeah.
He turned up with Kushida once or twice. And also, did he do some coaching behind the scenes, or was he going to maybe?
Potentially, because they did have that period of time where they had someone in new every week, it felt like, just doing a little guest spot.
And I feel like, as you've said there, it might be more a case of the current halcyon days of NXT, because they're also like a legendary tag team of the 2000s now. Is Triple H going to want them to help teach his roster how to tag team wrestle?
And the TNA implications, I guess, they're quite synonymous with TNA. That's an easy way to bring them in. I don't know. No,
I would agree. Especially, and now it's weird because you've got now potential matchups with the Rascals and stuff. But as you say, I would associate that sort of match more with TNA.
Yeah.
How strange. Elsewhere, Jinder Mahal's going in the other direction. He obviously left WWE recently. And this weekend, under the name The Maharaja Rajdesi, made a shock GCW appearance attacking Effie after his match at GCW So High.
God, it's a wonder they call their shows that.
Can't call it that.
Implicating the use of drugs. Oh, wait there, it could be a storyline, Jack. Or is it real? It could be real.
Oh, because on Twitter, Rajdesi called out GCW for the appalling backstage situation, citing recreational drug use and alcohol, which he claims is the fault of the current GM, Matt Cardona. Yeah, I know. It was revealed soon after that Effie will face Rajdesi at GCW Now and Forever on August 2nd, which will be the former Jinder Mahal's first post-WWE match since he left in April.
And of course, we all appreciate here the ones that do the pictures videos of Cultaholic, the debut of Rajdesi, because he had the balaclava on, or the head, the covering of the head, and he pulls it off, and everyone's like, whoa!
The other thing I noticed, apart from the balaclava, was how massive he looked.
Yeah.
I know that WWE is the land of the giants and everything, but it's not so much these days. And then you see Jinder in a smaller ring, a smaller venue. He looks like the biggest man in the world.
That's a former WWE champion.
That is a former WWE champion. You're right. That is a fact. Heading now over to the promotion that I'm a two-time champion in, DDT. The DDT legend himself, Kota Ibushi, has returned. It was DDT's big show, which, don't laugh, is called Peter Pan, right? That's their big annual show.
Why?
I don't know, because I'm gonna have a guess why it's called Peter Pan, right? Because the story of Peter Pan, he's a boy who never grows up.
Yeah.
And DDT is quite a fun-loving promotion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was it. That show took place over the weekend at Sumo Hall in Tokyo, and Kota Ibushi returned as a weapon during the Weapons Rumble match for my Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship between DDT founder Sanshiro Takagi and Danshoku Dino. But it was all what happened after the match, Ross, because Kota had a conversation with Mr. Takagi, the founder of DDT.
Very emotional, so it was, because Takagi asked Ibushi to fight him in a singles match. Ibushi, in return, asked him to return to a DDT ring. Takagi would later say that he not only wants Ibushi back in DDT, but he wants to bring Kenny Omega back too. He's Kota's boyfriend.
Is this a prearranged thing that he was allowed to say with AEW, or do you think he's just chanced his arm and gone, I'll try and get Kenny in as
I
well.
mean, if there's one thing we know about Kota Ibushi, he does what he wants.
Kota does what he wants, but does Mr. Takagi, the founder of DDT, do what he wants as well? Is he going to try and out-wangle Tony Khan?
Yeah, it seems like the wangling's gone on rather than Tony Khan saying, hello, friend. You can say my guy's name if you'd like to.
Although Kenny Omega also kind of does what he wants, doesn't he? Not to as great an extent as Kota Ibushi, but I don't think he'd be against this once he's ready to return.
You can't stop the love, can you?
No, you absolutely can't. Those golden lovers. Elsewhere, we're going to head to the TNA tapings now. It was a very eventful week at Slammiversary last weekend. A very eventful weekend at Slammiversary because not only did Nick Nemeth win the TNA championship.
What a scandal that was, by the way. I hope Josh Alexander is having a terrible Monday. I hope his cornflakes have fallen on the floor. I hope a bus has driven by and splashed a massive puddle in his face.
Ross is saying this because Josh Alexander turned heel in the midst of the main event, costing Joe Hendry.
He kicked Joe Hendry in the penis.
You can't do that. The prestigious penis.
The prestigious penis. And then he dropped one on the prestigious neck. This is Joe Hendry's old gimmick from 2016, by the way.
He's still, I think in the song there's still a bit where it says he's prestigious. Yeah. No, it was a tremendous shame, of course.
Yeah, how do you not have Hendry win that match, though?
Maybe they're saving it for Bound for Glory.
Yeah, or maybe they're just resigned to him going elsewhere when his contract is up.
Quite possibly. But there was another shocking turn as well at the taping. So if you don't want to know, we're about to do spoilers. This is a spoiler warning. I don't know why I turned into James Acaster a bit there. If you don't want to know, spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. At the recent TNA tapings, PCO pinned Moose, first of all. It's a big fall from grace from Moose, who was the champion heading into Slammiversary. Now he's losing to PCO.
Yeah.
And then he got kicked out by his own heel stable, the System.
It's a shame.
It is a shame, but he was saved by Joe Hendry. So
he's a face now.
I would assume this means Moose is a face again. And we all know that when Moose is a face, that's when he's at his most electric because of the Moose chance. Yeah.
Yes.
And with Joe Hendry in his corner, maybe there'll be an unstoppable team the world has ever seen, the most unstoppable team the world has ever seen.
Joe Moose. That
Joe
is their
Moose.
name. Joe Moose. Mighty Joe Moose.
And an ex-WWE star showed up at the TNA Impact tapings as well.
Yeah, Matt Cardona was there, mentioned earlier on with the GCW stuff, but he's also now back in the TNA. He did that in Montreal, as was said there at the tapings. He appeared to try and stop the wedding between PCO and Steph DeLander, something DeLander wasn't happy about. That is basically his new Chelsea Green on the Indies. Everyone knows that, don't they?
Yeah,
I'm breaking news here today, everybody.
Yeah, I see Steph DeLander as it's like Matt Cardona. God, I know Chelsea Green's his real life wife and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like in terms of violence, he's kind of upgraded her. Steph's more hardcore and Chelsea's more, oh, I'm a silly girl.
I don't know, because I saw a video of Steph DeLander trying to cut her cat's nails, right?
Right.
And the cat was like, whoa!
Yeah.
And she's like, whoa, we need to wait until father comes home.
So she's not that hardcore.
Not even that hardcore.
It's an absolute tragedy for Steph DeLander and PCO. This is the second time they've had something like this ruined. They had a date in the build-up to Slammiversary, which was crashed, and she got put through the table of their dinner table.
It happens from time to time.
And now the wedding, which again, despite that just happening, they decided to hold in a wrestling context, and that's been ruined as well.
Yeah, maybe they should just do it by themselves in the private. Just take a camcorder in the corner, so it's recorded footage to use on the show.
Yeah.
Don't do it on the show.
You're
Yeah.
in Vegas, you can get it sorted. I was shocked how quickly we got that one sorted in Las Vegas.
Oh well, yeah.
It was scarily quick.
It was,
the way you
yeah.
could do that. Yeah. Anyway.
Such a messy divorce.
Thanks very much. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm sorry to bring that up. Thanks very much for watching. And there's another news video on the channel earlier on today as well, if you want to watch that too. I've been Jack. This has been Ross. Do leave your thoughts and opinions in that comment section down below, and we'll see you very soon.